So King Hezekiah spreads out his problems before God, as we saw yesterday, and I hope you too have taken the time to go to God in prayer with your issues. Hezekiah's prayer is an interesting one. Listen to what he says in verses 17 to 18. "It is true, Lord, that the Assyrian kings have laid waste these nations and their lands. They have thrown their gods into the fire and destroyed them, for they were not gods, but only wood and stone fashioned by human hands." And I must say, this took me by surprise. The fact that Hezekiah acknowledged the power of his enemy surprised me in a way. In my mind, I thought he was going to just laugh them off and say, "You, God, are greater." And he does do that, as we'll see tomorrow. But he doesn't pretend that the situation isn't serious. And I think there's a misconception among certain Christians that we need to just shrug off our difficulties in faith as if they're nothing. We're supposed to be so strong in our faith that we just laugh at our enemies and troubles and rise up because our faith is greater. And I'm not denying the power of our faith, but I want us to note that Hezekiah didn't deny the seriousness of the situation. And I think this is what gave him the ability to handle it. He saw things the way they really were, and so he could face them honestly, without just pretending everything was okay. Are you maybe pretending everything's okay in your life? Maybe you're in the habit of just shrugging things off, instead of acknowledging in prayer, and to other Christians hopefully, the seriousness of what you're facing. Here's the thing, how can we expect God to do great miracles and great wonders in our lives if we just keep pretending that there's no need? How can we expect victory in this life if we're denying that there's even an enemy at work against us? Now, some people take this too far. Some people make mountains out of molehills, as the saying goes. I'm not suggesting we do that, but I am suggesting that we be honest enough to say to God in our prayers, "I'm in trouble here. I need help. The enemy is strong and I am weak." Don't pretend all is okay when you need help, friends. Go to God in honest prayer about the state you're in. Plead with Him for His help like Hezekiah did. It is this sort of honest prayer that puts us in the position to receive the power and healing and blessing that God has in store for us. By faith now make the